is Jason Abraham, the Shadow Teacher. And whether you believe in it or not, no matter what your consciousness level, high or low, everyone having this human experience has experienced synchronicity at one time or another. And today I'm going to share some elements of what I've learned about synchronicity in my own life. I can't claim that I know the totality of how it works, but I can share some bits and pieces that I have figured out. And we all have these moments where our mind is in complete harmony with an idea or belief, where we're all in on it. And whenever we have these moments, that's when higher energies that are already there, that are always present, we're able to receive them. We're able to receive those frequencies. We're able to hone in on them and manifest them in a way that we usually are just not aware of and just not able to do. Some say that humans, we have this, what do they call it? Reticular activation system. And it goes along with whatever we're focusing on, what we're going to see in the world. And I believe this is part of the synchronicity, but again, it's not all of it. Part of it is what we are focusing on, we are seeing more. But some of it, I believe, when we are in this level of harmony within ourselves, that higher or lower beings that are from an astral realm, from etheric realms, from other vibrations that we normally don't experience, those beings are meeting us halfway. And from our focus and then theirs, something starts to manifest in the world. And what I've experienced, again, is with me, again, I've always had some form of synchronicity as long as I can remember. When I think back of how they've showed up, they've always showed up whether, I was into this pursuit of understanding consciousness. I still had synchronicities in those times in my life. But as I started to study consciousness and really have the intention of knowing my own potential in this incarnation, I noticed that when I'm less distracted, when I have certain practices that are consistent in my life, it really opens up a greater chance of synchronicity showing up. Again, I can't say that I have synchronicities every day or every week even, but 2020 was a great time of being able to observe this for me, as a lot of distractions, a lot of relationships, a lot of just energy and pulls on my attention that were not necessarily in my best interest just fell away. And I had practices in place that strengthened my psychic abilities, that strengthened my ability to see things from these other dimensions, from these other realms, and communicate. And one of the biggest practices has been my sun gazing, my sun meditation and breath work. So it's a practice where I'm combining sitting with the sun, building a relationship with the sun, with some intentional breathing and visualization. And I was able to have this practice every day. And as the practice has gone on, I can say that it absolutely contributes to synchronicity and higher consciousness being able to communicate down with me, because it's less work for the higher consciousness when I am putting more effort to raise my consciousness. Another practice is in Qigong, doing standing meditation and not missing a day of standing meditation. You hear Qigong masters say do a standing meditation for 30 days straight for however much time. And this builds that psychic energy in the human. It starts to open up the blocked passages. And I've found too that by me healing ancestral trauma and deleting societal programs that are not in alignment of my highest good, I found that opens up psychic potential and potential for synchronicity as well. I will probably do another video on that about healing trauma, and which is related essentially to addiction. That's a lot of where the incongruence of beliefs that are not serving us, that we're accepting, and then having trauma, whether from this lifetime or previous, that we don't understand, that we haven't healed, that much of the time leads to addiction. But synchronicities are real. They happen all the time. Now when they happen, I take notes of them. I start to look at what was going through my mind and then how it's showing up. Sometimes it's as simple, I'll think of someone from my past. I'll just think of a name of someone who I knew, and a memory shows up that has emotional content. Then all of a sudden I'll be listening to a podcast and I hear that person's name. Like, it might just be their first name. And their first name just starts showing up. Podcast, a book I read. It's like, I'm like, holy shit! There's synchronicity. There's something, I've tuned into a frequency out there that I didn't know I was aware of. But anyway, that's all I got for you today. I'll see you on the other side. Class dismissed.